Madrid, Spain. Welcome to this webinar organized by AUSTAR Group, where we are going to talk about the new trends in clean room. My name is Jorge Nuero. I'm working in the pharmaceutical industry for more than 20 years, and I'm currently working in AUSTAR Group as a business director for the clean room engineering. So my background is mechanical engineer, and I have knowledge and experience in different countries worldwide. So the content of the presentation is divided in 4 main chapters. The first one, we are going to talk about HVAC energy saving solution. The second one, it is about special requirement for biosafety level 3. The third part is very connected with the second one, and it is how we make the contamination using by integrated VHP, vaporized hydroxide peroxide from stairs into the heating and ventilation system. And the last one, it is just a brief introduction, what are the trends in aseptic areas. So the time for this webinar is around 20 minutes, so I will try to make it as simple as possible. First chapter, we will talk about energy saving solution, and I would like to start with one reflection or one question for all of you. The question is, do we need to find a balance between safety and energy saving? I would like to think a little bit about this, and in my opinion, my personal opinion, the answer to this question is no. Safety, of course, is our first concern, but energy saving is not against safety. So some arrows appear here suddenly. I don't know if it is me, but never mind. I will pass to the next one. So I would like to explain this idea with one very simple example. If we have a very simple, let's say, system where we are putting some energy in, and we are taking some energy out. This could be a pharmaceutical facility, for example, or a very simple system like a pipe or a ducting system with a small leakage. If we define some losses in our system, these losses we identify as money. But it is not only money, and in particular in a pharmaceutical facility, is not only about money, because we are dealing with very high potent products. We can produce also damage to the environment, or we can produce problem with the global warming, but also it's a safety issue, because these losses, this leakage can produce problems to the population or to the operator or to the river where we are taking out the product or the material or the waste. So we have to be very careful, because if we are able to reduce the energy that we are wasting, we are going to increase the safety. This is why I think safety is not against energy saving. That's the point. So if we have a look where we use the energy in a pharmaceutical plant, mainly around 65% of the energy, it is focused on the heating and ventilation system. So this is why, this is from Siemens, but also from other sources like Glaxo or Pfizer, we can see that HVAC is the best candidate to reduce the energy or to save energy. So how we can do it? From AUSTAR, we are turnkey suppliers or manufacturer of many equipment, and also provided integrated solution to the pharmaceutical industry. So our approach is to offer a complete solution with the clean room systems manufactured by AUSTAR, integrated and together with all the HVAC system. So for example, we are using very low leakage ducting systems. We are using control systems to deliver the amount of air where we want to deliver and where we want to deliver to the exact rooms where we want it. We are also using low pressure drop HEPA filters or filters with a high technology. We are using air handling units with hygienic design, but also using easy fans and recovery systems that we will see later on. So this is a real example. This is a project located in Wuxi. There is a facility of around 8,000 square meters, very big facility and very typical facility with grade B, C, and D areas. It is around $42.5 million investment. It is not a small amount, and this is an international customer. So what we did, but we using computer fluid dynamics tools and design, we can reduce the amount of air that we need for each single room. I mean, in some rooms, if you go to the ISP or to other recommended guidelines, you will see that, for example, for an ISO 8, it is recommended 28 changes per hour. But this is not always. In some facilities, you need low air rate and higher rate. So by room defining what are the velocities and the airflow inside that room, we can optimize the design a lot. So in this example, in the original design, it was designed grade B for 58 changes per hour, as is recommended in ISP for the conceptual design. But during the detailed design, you can understanding the process, understanding what is happening in every single room, you can reduce drastically the number of 8 changes per hour and focus the dedicated exhaust system in some points, or increase the speed of the fans when the operator is coming in. We can save a lot of air. That means save a lot of money, because the air, you need to move it, you need to cool it, you need to heat it, and you need to filter it. And with this kind of solution, if we reduce the number of air changes, we reduce drastically the air. In this example, it was reduced around 38% in the investment, but also during the operation, we reduce around 30% of the cost. It is very important amount of money to take into account. What kind of other system we can also integrate it into the design? For example, we don't want the air that is going out. We want to catch all the air, all the energy that it have. So it is very simple, just installing a pump and a small water system, water circuit, we can, and a small control system, we can recover that energy that we, before delivering to the atmosphere, and put it again into our system. Or for example, these easy fans, this system that I explained before, it is mandatory in Europe from 2018. Easy fans also mandatory in Europe from 2015. And it is just in your facility, you can remove the old fans and install these new ones by saving a lot of energy. You have here some examples, because these fans are smaller, are easy to control, and they have drastically reduction in consumption. So, as a conclusion in this chapter, before going to the next one, how we can save energy in our system? We can save by using this very simple formula. If we reduce the airflow, or if we reduce the pressure drop, or we reduce the time that the installation is running, for example, using a eco mode during the night, during the weekend when there is no production, and increasing the efficiency of the fans, we can drastically reduce the amount of energy that we need to dedicate to the HVAC system, heating, ventilation, air conditioning system. That means that if we reduce the energy in this system, we are reducing drastically the cost of the installation of energy in pharmaceutical plant because we mentioned that it is the best candidate to save energy. It is 65% of energy consumed in a pharmaceutical industry. It is in this system. So using a low air chain design, or reducing the leakage, or using high efficiency air handling unit, we can reduce the airflow. We can use with a proper filter maintenance or with a proper filter selection, we can also, with a high efficiency air handling unit, we can reduce the pressure drop of a filter. And also, if we switch off the system, or not switch off, but put it in an eco mode, let's say reducing the amount of air, we can also reduce the energy. Or just changing the fans for the new ones, that will allow us to control the system in a perfect way and to reduce the bill of electricity. So let's go to the next chapter. Next chapter, it is nothing to do with HVAC energy savings, but it is also special requirements for biosafety level 3 laboratories, and in particular for energy for HVAC system. So this is an example of a project that we finished 1 month ago. The delivery time of this project was only 2 months, and it is a experimental research laboratory for COVID-19. We only spent 2 months to manufacture the complete laboratory, including all the HVAC system, all the clean rooms, and all the equipment inside. So you can see that here, what we do in a biosafety level 3 is to have a pressure cascade, but negative in this case. So we don't want anything from this is the green area, is the, let's say, the biosafety area. We don't want nothing from the green area to go outside, because it could be dangerous for the population or for the operator. This is why we have a negative pressure cascade. This is one of the most principal requirements of a biosafety level 3. We are talking about the heating, ventilation, conditioning system. So you see the cascade is up to positive pressure. This is pascals, positive pressure outside, and in the worst or the most dangerous area, minus 60 pascals. We have also some other devices like an autoclave for VAP chamber. So this is the schema, general schema for a biosafety level 3 laboratory, different from others that in the south we usually have a bag in, bag out for a bias house. This is to allow change the filter without putting in risk our operator. We have backup fans, so in case of this fan fail, we have another fan just in case. We have a decontamination system integrated into the system, and we have, as I mentioned before, negative pressure and airtight dampers. This is special dampers for a biosafety level 3 laboratories, where we can guarantee that when the damper is closed, there is no air going out from the rooms. The same inlet. So just to show another real example, this is another real project done by AUSTAR, where we have taken only 6 months from the basic design to the total commissioning and qualification of the complete facility for manufacturing of vaccines for COVID-19. Only 7 months, 6 months, 7 months for the complete facility. That is, from my eyes, really incredible, taking into account the current situation with the COVID-19. It is the added value we can offer from AUSTAR to help to manage this situation from our side. So you can see here during the installation, this is the bag-in, bag-out filter, the airtight dampers. This is an isolator manufactured by AUSTAR as well. And in this case, because we made the contamination of the room, all the walls and ceilings and doors and so on are manufactured in stainless steel to perform the VHP decontamination. It is not needed, to be honest, because VHP is not very aggressive to our standard, let's say, clean room material, but this was requested by the customer in this case. Here you can see some details of the installation, like this is a BHP chamber equipped with the inflatable seals. This is from Steris. How are the pipe penetration into a biosafety level 3, where we can also need to guarantee that there is no leakage through this around the pipe, or how the airtight ducting look like. This is a special damper. When we close it, it is totally airtighted, so there is no leakage from one side to the other. So it will allow us to make the contaminations of the ducting system as well, or to work, we will see in the next chapter, with BHP decontamination. So as I mentioned before, the next chapter is very related with the second one. So we are going to see how to make the contamination of the HVAC system. As far as I know, AUSTAR and Steris has a long cooperation from a long time ago, and the Steris system is the only system, as far as I know, maybe there are new systems now, that allow you to make the contamination not only of every single room inside a biosafety level 3, for example, but also of the complete ducting system, including the HEPA filters installed in. So this is how the control system look like. You will see here in the next slide. This is very schematic, just with a Steris. This is a T4, the big one generator. We can deliver BHP to every single room, but not directly to the room, but through the HVAC ductings. Or we can also deliver to a BHP pass box, as the sample here before. What is the benefit of this? We have a very low temperature sterilization process. There is minimal residual, excellent material compatibility, including laptops, electronics, and so on. It is a validated process. Our team, after finished installation, go and make that everything is running properly. It is environment friendly technology. There is excellent penetration through HEPA filters, and very quickly technology. So it is rapid sterilization cycle. So yes, the last chapter, it is about what are the trends in the aseptic areas. Just as a background, from 2013, more than 8,000 drugs was retired. 65 facilities was affected for that, more than 300 products. So main particles present inside the drugs, it was the main source of contamination. You can see here for injectables, this is from FDA information. 71% of the problems was particle present, but also for IV products, injectable, but also for IV products, we have around 45% of particles present inside. So where are we coming from? The traditional solution that we can find in many facilities or that are running currently, it is a complete aseptic area, open. There is no physical barrier between the equipment and the operator, the product and the operator, and all the air is passing through the equipment together with the operator. This solution has a problem. We have a high energy consumption. You need more space because you need the operator to move around the equipment, but it is not good because the main source of contamination, it is in fact the operator. All the operations are manual and the operator is in direct contact with the product. We have a higher risk contamination. So the idea is, can we remove the operator from the process in that aseptic area? I mean, not to remove from the facility, but to put a physical barrier from the operator of the process, we will be able to deliver much safe drugs to the people, to us. So with this kind of systems, there is no physical contact between the operator and the product inside the isolator. So it is possible to do it complete line from the very beginning. with no contact, no direct contact with the operator to the process, to the products, so we will be able to avoid contamination. So just last slide as a conclusion. Our main target in an aseptic area is to product protection, but also operator protection in case of high potent products. As the operator is the main source of contamination, and there is an increasing demand of high potent products and multi-product simples, we have to make our decision based on a risk assessment. Just as we can try to automate the system as much as possible. Just to mention that in RAPS, restricted access barrier system appears 19 times in the new draft of the Annex 1 and non-1 in the current one. So it is a clear trend into the aseptic areas to use RAPS and isolators. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much for attending this webinar, and I hope you take benefit of this solution that we showed to you.
George?
Yes, please.
We have one question.
Please.
What HVAC system would you recommend?
Sorry, could you say again, because I cannot hear you very well? Could you repeat?
Yeah. What HVAC system would you recommend?
Sorry, there is some problem with the sound. I cannot hear the question, please.
HP system?
HVAC system.
Yes, HVAC system, yes.
Would you recommend?
Would you recommend, Jorge?
The system we will recommend. I mean, this is a not very simple system. This is a complex system. So it is a system integrated different technologies. So from AUSTAR, what we recommend is to include all these solutions in your new system. Or if you have an existing system, we can make an audit and review the current situation and propose to your facility new systems to be integrated. But mainly, this is not only one solution, but many solutions applied at the same time. From my point of view, the most important thing to save energy, it is to have a good control system. If you are able to control, to monitor, and to measure your system, you will be able to take action and to correct what is not working well. I don't know if this is answering the question. In any case, because I cannot hear very well the question, if you have any question, you can contact directly to me or to AUSTAR team who is involved in this webinar, and we will be very happy to answer all the questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, Jorge, for this amazing presentation.
Thank you all of you for attending. It was my pleasure.